Welcome to Trench Run. This is Mary Beth Ellis for Fansided. Bo-Katan's astonishing return to the Mando-Filoni post-Clone War verse is slowly unspooling in the early phases of The Mandalorian's third season. And I do mean astonishing from minute one. If you think Bo didn't do much in the season premiere, you do not appreciate what a feat it is to be depressed and sitting around the castle when a male member of the species and his darksaber roll up without warning. This woman had maybe 45 seconds to go from the state she was probably in, one heavily involving yoga pants and a deep cleanse mask and the fourth day of dry shampoo, to Mandemo, overthrown leader horizontally arranged on a giant stone slab of a throne, deigning to receive her frenemy and his old wizard baby. It was an impressive performance, and one that I, as a Star Wars fan, never expect to see surpassed. There's a lot of talk that Bo-Katan's turning point in Episode 2 happened when she was shaken from her interstellar Netflix binge and finally got out of the house, if only to tell Din Djarin and his helmet to sod off back to another bad baptism party. When she realized that his situation was dire enough to use Baby Yoda as Space Lassie, she had her own little hero's journey moment when she threw Grogu's car seat in the Night Owl Camry and answered her call to adventure. You might think this was the moment that Bo-Katan began to come around, but this was not the moment that Bo-Katan began to come around. She might have had a twinge of human concern for Din, but what was kicking in here was childhood entrenched good Mandalorian manners. Just as she and her compatriots saved Grogu from the baby-eating waters of Season 2, here she was acting on a cultural reflex. Mandalorians help other Mandalorians, no matter the clan. It's a thing with them. Just as the characters of Yellowstone bond through indiscriminate murder, so do the Mandalorians when the fair goes down. Bo-Katan is Jamie, the Armorer is John, Grogu is Casey, forever on a spiritual acid trip, and Din is Rip, taking everyone necessary to the intergalactic train station the instant his Mando creed needs protection. They are the Dutton family of Star Wars, and you can see why there's no longer a whole non-bombed-out planet full of them. So Bo-Katan, even though she had cheerleader mean-girled her way through her princess years, was responding by instinct, exactly as the fam did when Mando needed them to protect his foundling, even estranged as they were. The clans might have been reduced to sending passive-aggressive Life Day cards once a year instead of disintegrating Jawas together during brunch, but they well knew that one another was all they had left, even if Children of the Watch was the weird brother who joined a cult and hangs around the airport with a sandwich board and plenty of pamphlets. No, Bo-Katan began to rise from the ashes of her monumental pelt when she began to properly lead again. And when did this happen? Not when exercising basic Mandalorian politeness or even the act of taking over protection of Baby Yoda in Mando's stead. It was when she realized she needed to ally with and inspire other Mandalorians. And when did that happen? Right here. When she had to leave off liking her own TikTok posts and finding a way to encourage Baby Yoda to help her save Din. She said, "I know you're frightened, but I need you to guide me to him." This is what effective leaders do. Up until this point, Bo has been reacting to outside circumstances, leaning on exterior trappings like the darksaber and her family's lineage to solidify her role as the Mandalore. Despite these two qualifications, Bo-Katan wasn't ready. She was not ready to reunite the clans because she was leaning on her resume and shortcut symbolism. She didn't possess the foundational religious beliefs that grounded full-throated Mandalorian believers like her father and Din. In fact, it was Grogu taking the lead on the mission to this point, doing his best to follow Dad's instructions and leaving him behind when his force-healing, controlling instincts were probably compelling him to do exactly the opposite. But in this instant, with all the fleet and all the weapons and all the other Mandalorians gone, Bo-Katan took command with the one remaining tribe member at her disposal. She acknowledged what was holding Grogu back, deployed a motivation for him to move forward, saving Din, and stated the objective, and it worked. And Baby was brave. He was brave for Dad's sake, but when the horrors around him began to press in on his toddler awareness, it was a little too much, and he defaulted to his earlier defense mechanism of hiding and remaining passive. This was the moment Bo-Katan dipped a toe in the living waters and truly leading another Mandalorian. And as she pointed out while making small talk on their way into the mine, that Mandalorian was part Jedi. Now, Bo-Katan's motivation past this point probably have all the purity of New Jersey tap water, but this was a tremendous moment of growth for her post-Clone Wars. No matter where the series takes Bo-Katan in terms of teaming with Children of the Watch, in the act of helping the tiniest Mandalorian in the Creed, she just might have found the key to once again attempt to unite the clans. Holler back in the comments, let me know what you think. For Fansided, this is Mary Beth Ellis. Thanks for reading and watching.